Okay guys, today we're going to be doing a review on the Diana Chaser 22 caliber CO2 powered multi-shot PCP pistol. So one thing I do know about it is that it comes in a case. This sells for $69.99 at Pyramid Air with free shipping. That's where I got mine. You can get them a variety of places though. So it looks like we got a nice instruction manual here. We'll go through that later. And this is actually the foam that's going to go inside a nylon case that's in here. And what I like about this is it has a place where you can put an LDC, as well as a place where you'll be able to put a couple tins of pellets. Pretty big. So I'll get this out and get this case going. This is my case right here. It's really nice. So you just put the foam in there. So that's very nice. It's about a couple inches thick, so it definitely makes this very transportable and handy, and also protect your gun. Now the other thing is that it has a nice zipper in here too, so you can keep some of your stuff in here. Actually, looks like you can keep quite a bit of your stuff in there. So the one I got here is 22 caliber. Let's just take a look at this manual. So you can see that you can get the Chaser rifle. Now this right here is $119. So if you think that's cool, just buy that, because it also comes with this barrel right here. And we'll get more into that later. But I am going to focus mostly on the Chaser pistol, or completely on the Chaser pistol in this review. And we'll do a separate review for the rifle. These right here are Jumbo Heavy Exact 18 grain. And I like to use these on most every gun. So we'll probably start out with those, and then we'll try some 15 grain as well. Okay, incidentally, this is the rifle barrel, and I was hoping that this moderator would be removable so that I could put it, on the end of my pistol right there. But it turns out this awesome moderator doesn't seem to be removable, so don't get any ideas about putting a moderator in here. Okay, this is it. This is the Diana Chaser pistol, and it definitely looks pretty nice. I'll just tell you right at the front, we got a threaded thing right there, so that might be 1/2 UNF. That would be cool. We're gonna find out in a second here. The barrel on this is threaded, so let's go ahead and play a game. Let's guess if it's gonna fit one of these 1/2 UNF, which is a standard airgun thread moderators here. Now this right here is the best moderator you can get. It's called a Huget, and so this one just happens to be threaded for 1/2 UNF, which is the common airgun thread. So you're actually watching this video live right now. Go ahead and dial 1-800-555-7196 if you think that this is going to have a 1/2 UNF thread on it. Go ahead and dial 1-800-555-7198 if you think that it's going to have some crazy proprietary thread that you'll have to get an adapter for. So I'll give you guys 5 minutes to call in, and we'll see what the results are. Alright, so it looks like about 90 million people called in, and it was actually a perfect tie. Half of them, 45 million people, said that it would be 1/2 UNF, and the other 45 million people said it would be some weird proprietary thing. So alright, so this is bad news for 45 million of you guys. So this is definitely not 1/2 UNF. This is some other thread that would require an adapter. So we all know where to get adapters. That's right, Donnie FL. So if you just give him an email, he'll make you one of these adapters, I'm sure. 55 bucks. So it would totally be worth it. I would love to put this Huget Bolita on this, or whatever they call these. That would be perfect for this Diana Chaser pistol. Now, one of the coolest features of this gun, you see this little gnarled thing up here? Well, it's gnarled, but you can see this little thing right here. Now you just unscrew that right there. And now when you're done finger tightening it, you can slip this little thing in there, and it helps you tighten it and loosen it. There you can see the gnarled end on that. When you're done, you just put it in here and screw it back in. Now, this is not made in Germany. You can see the single shot tray that you get there. And it also has a cool indicator. I had to use this the other day, but It also has a cool indicator. As you can see, I have my CO2 in there. We got a fixed front sight right here. 11mm dovetail rails. The rear sight is adjustable for windage and elevation. It also comes off completely. Now, the cool thing about the Chaser, the new Chaser, is part of an action line that Diana has, and all the parts are interchangeable with the Stormrider. So this is actually the new generation Stormrider is going to have the same bolt right here. As you can see, I got mine in 22 caliber. Really cool looking gun. Now, Pyramid Air said this, and I also have the same complaint about the safety. You can see that it's red right here. But basically, when you push it in like that, now I believe the plastic blocks it, so I'm not sure why, but it definitely won't fire. But if we push it this way, when I went to fire it one time, it actually did catch on this side of the plastic right there. And so I thought that it was either empty of CO2 or I wasn't sure what was happening. And anyway, I thought I couldn't pull the trigger, but then when I looked at that, I just gave it a little wiggle and it went just fine. So that's something you'd have to get used to. So yeah, this is a, plastic polymer, but it seems pretty tough. So obviously the CO2 goes in here, and you wonder what this is for. This is for if you want to put your rifle buttstock on there, but it's also, you can store an extra CO2 in here. So let me show you that. That's pretty cool. There we go. So I'll just slip a CO2 in there. Now this is just for storage. It's not for powering anything. Alright, and then you just slip this cover right back on. Alright, perfect. So this is a metal trigger guard right here. Or no, this is a plastic trigger guard, and we have a metal trigger. This is a 2-stage trigger, and the take-up stage, I'm not sure which stage that's supposed to be, but they say that the take-up is adjustable. Looks like you got a nice serial number there. This definitely seems good quality. It's machined nicely. Like I say, these sights are removable here, and you have 11mm dovetail rings on top. So this is interchangeable with all the kit stuff from the rifle kit. So let's just say you want to put a rifle barrel on this. You just loosen these 3 screws, and you take the middle screw completely out. And then with a little bit of pressure, the barrel will pop right out, and you can put the other one in. When you do put the rifle barrel in, it comes with a barrel band that holds it. Yeah, as you can see, this is definitely a cool looking pistol. Now, I shot this one time yesterday. Okay, I don't know why I thought that would explode, but it clearly did not. What it did show me, though, was the power of this Diana Chaser pistol. Now, the rifle kit comes with this exact pistol, but then a longer barrel and a buttstock. So this is $69. I would say if you want a very quality CO2 pistol, then you should go ahead and grab this. It's $69. It's totally worth it. But if you think the rifle might be cool, it's $119. So I would probably definitely grab that, because you'd have the same gun, but with a bunch of crazy options. So another thing is that when you put the barrel band on for the rifle barrel, it has a Picatinny rail right there, so that's cool. But as you can see, yeah, this is nice all the way around. I like it. And I did like the way it shot too, even though I haven't done any accuracy testing with it. I shot it and it had some good little kicks, so I can tell it's got some power there too. Look at this rat right here. He is totally fine, but I just disrupted his home, and he's just looking for a place to chill. Hey, buddy. You're okay, aren't you? Why are you standing next to me? Are you okay? Alright, he may have an injury. Mister. I don't know. Anyway, he scurried out of there, and he might be okay. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to shoot him because it's not a fair fight. Mister, what is wrong with you? Are you okay? You okay, my friend? We may have found a new mascot to the Airgun channel. Dude, what's wrong with you? Look at this guy. He's got some scars on the back of his head. So, this happens to me all the time. Animals just walk up to me, and I don't know why, but I'm going to take care of this guy and make sure he's okay. Come on, buddy. Maybe I need to make him a house. let's say you do have mouse traps at your house, and sometimes it only halfway kills the mouse. You hear that mouse trap go off at night, you can go out there with your Diana Chaser and make sure everything's cool. So after further examination, I determined that the rat was just fine, and let him go, and he scurried through a little hole in the fence, and he's enjoying life on the other side of the fence, so that's great. Now if he comes out at night, and I just happen to be sitting out there with my night vision scope, you know, rifle or whatever, well, that's different. But I'm not going to kill some rat that obviously has mental problems walking around in the daytime. Come on. Okay, now this came with a single shot tray. And the single shot tray is magnetic. You can feel it like slide in there. There's a little magnet you can see right there. So that's pretty cool. And this is a metal, all metal single shot tray. Some good quality stuff there. It says use a standard size, and that's a 12 gram CO2 cartridges like the one I just put in the butt. Oh, and I see, so if you have an empty cylinder, you don't want to tighten the cap because that's going to be too much. You just want to put a full cylinder in there, pierce it, and that's good enough. So the caulking seems cool. I mean, it's a little hard to get it that last little teeny bit back right there, but other than that, it's really smooth. I like it. So I'm going to dry fire this because it's got a CO2, and it's okay to dry fire CO2 and PCP guns. There's definitely not a pellet in here, and also never dry fire a spring gun. So this would be a good time to do a sound test actually. As you can see, my talking is about 70 decibels there. So I'll show you this action right here. Look at that beautiful single shot tray. Just go up like this, go back about this far, and then that's where it gets a little bit hard. You have to kind of push, and then that's your caulking right there. Now it's cocked. And then, of course, sliding back is really smooth. Very, very nice. Barely have to touch it. So I'm just shooting air, but I did put my safety glasses on. Let's see if this does anything. Alright, so I did notice that in the yard the other day when I shot this, it was almost louder than some of my quieter PCPs that I've been shooting this week. Like, I think it's a little louder than the Hat Sam Flash was. So I'm just going to listen by ear here. Let's see. There's the first stage and the second stage. First stage is basically anywhere you can pull the trigger and it doesn't go off, so I'll have to see how many pounds this is later. Yeah, it's a little loud. That's weird how the bolt goes like that. I'm not sure, but a lot of guns do that. Like, I've been looking at getting a semi-auto barrage this week, and I saw some of the videos, and the bolt just goes click, like flop, 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 flop. So what I like about the Diana Chaser so far is it seems to be really solid, really well made. It's got that nice single shot tray there. The bolts finished very well, and you know, it's pretty smooth at caulking and everything. I like that fact that it feels a little bit powerful. It's got some kick. This actually gets 50 shots per fill in 177. I also like this removable end cap right here with the threads underneath. I like this tricky gnarled CO2 helper thing right there. This definitely feels good in the hand, and you know, if they would have had these back in the days when I used to buy CO2 pistols, I probably would have just got this and been done with it. Now here's an interesting thing. My Chaser did not come with a magazine. It just came with a single shot tray, so I guess you'd have to buy a Stormrider magazine and put it in there. Of course, I'm also totally jazzed about this CO2 indicator so you can see if your CO2 is in there. By the way, you should always take your CO2 12 gram CO2 cartridges out of your CO2 gun so that it doesn't squish the grommet down that's in here when you're not shooting them. So like, let's just say you're going to store your gun or you don't know when you're going to shoot it next, definitely take your CO2 cartridge out because you'll just have a longer life on all your O-rings and all that kind of thing. Okay, here's some hardcore stats on the Diana Chaser pistol right here. 50 shots per fill in 177. It wouldn't say how many shots per fill in 22, but let's just assume it's 40 to 50. Not bad, especially if you're loading single shots. Now, the 22 right here has a 7-round magazine available, although I didn't get one with my CO2 Chaser. And the 177 is actually going to have a 9-round magazine, so all you'd have to do is cock that bolt back and you're ready to go. Once again, this sells for $69.99, or you can get a Super Trick rifle kit that I'll show you at the end there for $119, which also includes this pistol. Now, the FPS on this 22 caliber CO2 pistol is going to be, the 22 caliber I have here is going to shoot 460 feet per second. Now, it has an 8.3 inch rifled barrel, and it's 13.4 inches overall. The weight on this bad boy is 1.9 pounds. And it's listed by the manufacturer as for plinking and fun. Definitely nice looking. I can see it through the camera, and it's a very nice looking gun. Now, it has 6.6 foot-pounds of energy here in the 22 caliber. Now I'm going to go over a couple 177 calibers. This is a 177 caliber. It's going to have 525 feet per second. As I said, 9 capacity in the clip. I'm sure it'll come with a single shot tray. And it's going to have 5 foot-pounds of energy. 2-stage adjustable trigger, ambidextrous grip, 11 millimeter scope rails right there. Like I say, the barrel is removable and you can add a buttstock, so this is super customizable. I'm sure they will have barrels and stuff available that you can buy. And who knows, maybe they'll make a lot of really cool aftermarket parts for these. You know, if the barrel comes right off like that, you know, why not make like a match barrel for it, offer that. You know, people will probably come out with that, and you might be able to really build some really nice Diana Chasers. I'm sure people will start doing it immediately. I hope so. Now, I did say it's a teeny bit loud, but, you know, that was just my feeling. I could be wrong. It does have this listed only as a 3, and it definitely says it's backyard friendly, so I'll get out there and we'll see. It probably is. So that's about everything there is for hardcore stats on this gun. I think now it's time to just go outside and shoot it, although you could get away with shooting this like in your garage or something, especially if you had a pellet trap. So I might set up indoors and see what I can do. Otherwise, I'm going to take this outside tomorrow and do some open sight testing, and then I'm definitely going to see if I can get everything together and throw a scope on here. I have a nice pistol scope that I can put on here, and then we'll see what kind of accuracy this is really capable of. Okay, this is an Umarex pellet trap target kind of thing, and I got this pretty cheap. It was under 30 bucks, maybe like even 20, but basically you hit these two and they flip up, and then you hit the middle one and they flip back down again. So I love to collect auto reset targets. That's cool. It looks like I got a nice little stack of replacement stickers here. That's neat. Alright, so these are obviously going to be metal. They're heavy metal, so that's cool. But it has paper on there. It's not painted. And then apparently this is a metal thing too that can be replaced. You can put some birchwood Casey stickers on there. So this is cool. This is like all metal, as you can see, and looks like you can pull it apart. Maybe if you bend those things, you need to repair them. I did that on my zombie target. Speaking of which, I think I'm going to set this and my zombie target up and see what this Chaser pistol can do, because I do have a safe place to shoot right here, and I have safety glasses, and there's no one here but me. So my zombie target has been collecting dust. So I think between the two of these, I might be able to have a pretty good little shooting gallery, and maybe I'll see how many shots I can hit in a row. Okay, I'm probably about 20 feet away right now, and that was super easy. I'm just doing this freehand because I already learned that from a close distance I can shoot better freehand, and then from a rest with a pistol anyway, according to my AP16 results. Okay, that was totally cool, actually. It definitely has a lot of power. This is what it did to the pellets when they hit inside the Umarex pellet trap. Little shiny pancakes. This last pellet right here was one that hit the very side of the center paddle. So that's the only one that didn't come out as a pancake. I mean, that was fun, seeing those things explode in there, and I'm sure it caught all my pellets too, so we'll check that out later. See what I can do to these zombies here. Okay, so I'm probably 10 shots into a CO2, and this thing's still giving me a little bit of kick when I shoot it. I like the trigger so far, so I just have to figure out where this thing's hitting from where I'm at, which is pretty close, about 20 feet away. So far, it seems real easy to shoot, so see how this target does. Okay, as you can see, my zombie target doesn't work that good. I shot it with a giant gun one time, so that might have something to do with it. But basically, these don't stick down, but I did hit everybody that I was shooting for. So I thought I might have hit a little low on my Umarex target. So I was basically just aiming for these zombies' heads, nailed them every time. So I think I did nail a couple of them in the heads, but actually it didn't hit it hard enough to make a dent. So now I'm going to light these guys up as fast as I can. Again, I'm still using the original CO2 that I put in this one. I got it out of the package about 2 days ago. Probably not more than 20 shots into it. This Diana Chaser pistol is great. I was doing all that freehand and I just cannot miss from 20 feet away. I mean, these are pretty small targets. These are quarter-size targets. That's definitely a big fat silver dollar size target. My Umrex pellet trap was definitely trapping all the pellets. They're all squished right here, as you can see. A couple of them made it out, but definitely none of them are making it back to me. So that was fun. Did a little indoor shooting, and this thing, I didn't even have to adjust the sights. Now, when I got my Hatsan sortie, I had to adjust the sights over to one side, and you know, that's no big deal, but I didn't adjust the sights or anything on this. Just right out of the box, I'm plinking and having fun, just like the manufacturer said this is designed for. So definitely got that right. Like I say, if they would have had this back when I was when I was in high school, I used to always try to buy CO2 guns at Big 5 and have a cool gun. Boy, I would have been definitely pleased with this. So now when I put a scope on my AP16, I was so happy. So I think I'm really excited to get a scope on this, and I think this is going to be really accurate. So we just got done reviewing the Chaser pistol. I'm going to save the accuracy testing for the next video on that. As I mentioned, you can also get this Chaser rifle kit. And if you like this, it's a good value because you actually get the Chaser pistol in this kit. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This right here is your Chaser rifle kit, and you can see right here that you get the pistol that we just looked at. You get this buttstock right here that obviously snaps in there. This right here is your moderated long rifle barrel, and as I mentioned before, it just clicks right in there with a couple screws. The other thing is when you put that rifle barrel on, I guess you need a different rear sight, and that's in there somewhere, and also the Picatinny rail is featured on the bottom of the barrel band, so this goes in there somehow like that probably, and that'll give you a place for your bipod maybe. So of course that rifle is going to come with a big case and everything, bigger case than this, but it has its own case as well. $119 for the rifle kit. So I think the Diana Chaser is definitely a really great deal. 69 bucks, can't go wrong. Start out with a pistol or get the rifle kit, whatever you like. So that concludes my part 1 review for the Diana Chaser pistol. I'll be back next week with an accuracy testing video with both open sight and scoped versions of this awesome gun. So go ahead and subscribe and tune in for that next week. And I'm also going to be getting straight to that rifle review. Definitely subscribe. We got a ton of great stuff coming up. We'll see you next time.